Good evening. Good afternoon, sir.
Good evening. Welcome. Hi, Trisha.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, Trisha, sister.
Good evening.
Trisha, where are you now?
I am at my uncle's place in Hyderabad.
Where?
In
Good
Hyderabad.
evening, sir.
Ahmedabad?
Hyderabad.
Hyderabad. Good evening. So, Trisha's sister is at Hyderabad. She is no more in Bangalore. Then when are you going to Mumbai?
Mostly this weekend, sir.
Again, you are traveling all around India.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sister. Sister.
Good evening.
Okay, so over to you, Trisha.
Thank you, sir. Hello, how are you kids doing?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Evening. Are you excited for today's class?
Yes.
Okay. So, everyone, can I have your cameras on, please? I'd like to see you all. So, I've seen that a lot of you all did your homework. So, anyone who wants to present first?
I show.
Yeah. So Navyashi is showing, right? Navyashi, yeah.
Wow.
Really beautiful, nice. Navyashi.
Wow.
Also, Amog is also showing. He's done still life.
Amazing.
So, where, beautiful, Amog. So,
Thank you, sister.
Very pretty. You kept your bottle on the plate?
Yes, sister. And it's a paint.
I noticed. Are you working with watercolors?
Yes, sister.
Okay. Amog, are you also learning drawing from anywhere? Because you've
Yes, sister, I will go to class. I was going.
Okay. It's very pretty.
Thank you, sister.
Sister, this is the like for practice I did some parts. The face.
Navishi, I can't see you. Just a second. Oh, really pretty, Navishi. I love your eyes. They're very pretty. So,
okay.
And Amog again, he is showing.
Wow. All his.
Amog, you love showing portraits?
Yes, sister, I will love it.
Okay. Who is he?
Common people.
Okay.
There is no particular name for them.
That's good. I love this. Was this out of imagination?
Yes, sister.
This is very pretty.
Thank you, sister.
So did you do this in class? Okay. So
Still, can I show anime?
Sure, Navishi, you can. Wait a second, I can't see you.
Kotna. Wow.
Sir, I love anime.
That's so pretty, Navyashri. I love how you people are motivated.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank
Very
you.
pretty, really beautiful.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, I have one question for everyone. How were your exams? Did they go well?
Yes, ma'am.
Sister.
And the result also came.
The result also came out.
Yeah, and
Congratulations.
few subjects they didn't give, but few subjects they gave.
Really good, really good. Congratulations. Are you all done with your exams already?
Yes, sister.
Okay. So, should we start class now?
Yes, sister.
Yes, sister.
Okay. So we'll cover two small, actually they're not very small topics, but they're two important topics of drawing. So one of them is space and the other is perspective. Gotham smiling from one ear to another. Really cute. Okay, so there's the two topics are called space and perspective, and I will try my best to teach those two to you. So the first thing is space. Okay, so what is space? We've all studied science and we've come across the word space, right? So what is space to you? Anyone? No one?
Never ending.
Sorry, Amo.
Less. Less.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sister.
Yes, sister.
I think I lost connection for a while. So Amog, you were saying something about space.
It's never ending.
It's never ending. Okay.
It's something which is not discovered yet by humans.
Uh-huh. Completely, you mean?
We only know about 1% or so.
Okay. So that is outer space that we talk about, right? There's one concept called space within Earth that we know of. So it's about in science there's something called matter, right?
Yes.
How do you define matter? It's something that takes up space, right? So a mouse is a matter because it's taking space. It has weight. It needs some very little percentage of space, but it'll take some space, right? It'll need that small cubicle area to rest. So that is space. Space is in air everywhere, right? Even air is taking space. In this universe, air is also taking space. So I don't think we have a very definitive definition of space, but space is right here. Everyone has space. We are taking space. So in drawing, we have a concept called negative space. Okay, so negative space is when I have a book, when I have a page, and I have a drawing. So if my drawing is centered here and it's tiny, then there's a lot of negative space around it because we're not working with the entire work. We're not working with the entire page, but we're concentrating our work in one small segment. I see you are a little confused, but it's like this. So if you have a square, right? It's taking up space, but is it doing anything for the rest of the picture,
No.
big picture, right? It's just there and it's pretty in its own, but is it helping with the surrounding? Is it beautifying the surrounding a little bit? Does that make a little sense to you?
Yes.
Little bit?
I got it, the empty spaces.
The empty spaces. So that is what we call negative space in drawing. So you're just using a lot of color, but the color has no meaning for you. Maybe it could take up a shape instead of being blank, or it could have color instead of being white. So your negative space can be filled with various different methods. It could be using blobs of color. It could be using a different object altogether. So you could draw something instead in there. So considering what I've just told you, what is negative space, we will do a drawing today. And it's going to be a very abstract drawing. It doesn't have to make sense. But we will use shapes to, divide our negative space so that it has smaller elements. So let's name some things. One is curves. Do you know what are curves?
Yes, sister.
Okay. So we will have curves in our drawing. Then we will have, let's say, a circle. So how is a curve different from a circle?
Curve is a part of
Circle is a closed circle.
Yes. Circle is a closed
Curve.
And there are different elements to it. The radius has to be same throughout from the center. Yes. Then let's take one more shape. Let's take a triangle or a square. Which one do you want to go with?
Square.
Okay. Did Gautam also go with square?
I said square.
Oh, I heard someone else as well, I think. Okay, never mind. So square. So we have curves, we have a circle, and we have square. And one thing is out of your choice. It could be a tree. It could be a fish. It could be a flower. Okay. So we have 4 elements. We will work with three curves, 2 circles, 2 squares, and 1 big element of your choice. Okay. So are you able to see the board there?
Yes, sister.
Okay. So just one second. Now, here you don't have to copy me. You are at liberty to draw images on your own page. Okay. But it's something like this. You have a notebook, right? This is your drawing page. Right? And have I confused you a little bit?
No, sister.
Okay. So we will take a big square here. So this is my drawing space. This is where my drawing is going to be. Okay. So you will draw this. Try to center it as much because our human eye kind of looks for symmetry. Okay. So we have a page and we will draw it somehow in the center of the page. So we'll do a little bit of measurements. Okay. We will divide this page in half, this page in half, this side. And at the center, from there, we will take a distance and that same distance we'll take here. Okay? Does that make sense right now?
Yes, please.
Okay. So once you've done that, now we will have a square in the center of the page. So this is your square. Okay? Now we were going to take 3 curves, 2 circles, 2 squares, and 1 big element. Element can be whatever you want. Okay. So my first task is, this square that I have is a complete negative space, right? You can see only white there. Make sense?
Sister.
Okay. So our first task is to use 1 curve and divide this page into a smaller segment. So we're reducing our negative space. So I will go with 1 line from here to here. But now I have 2 negative spaces, 1 here and then 1 here. So I will go ahead with another curve. And mind you, you don't have to worry about overlapping. I would rather recommend that you overlap, so you will get smaller figures. Now I have 1, 2, 3 smaller negative spaces, but very big one here. So I have 4 negative spaces. So now I go ahead, because I've not exhausted my curves yet. I have 1 here. And so I have exhausted 2 of them here. And I still have 2 circles and 2 squares and 1 drawing. So I could go ahead with 1 curve, but let's keep it in reserve, right? We will keep 1 curve here. Now, my circle doesn't have to be, you can imagine it to be a full circle, but I could have a circle somewhere like this. That's my full circle. But I could also have a circle that's just, so it's finishing off itself somewhere else outside the box. Okay. So that's 2 of my circles gone. Now I don't have a circle in my reserve. Now I can create, there's still a very big negative space here, if you see. So if I move this light a little bit, you see you still have a very big negative space here. I can go ahead and just draw a square or rectangle here.
I have a doubt.
Yes, go on.
Could be large or small, or it could be any size.
It could be any size, Trisha. As long as you seem like this layout makes sense to you, you know, it goes ahead, goes in harmony with in your head, it's all good and it's all fine, because this is going to be your artwork. I am just an instigator of idea here. So
Okay, thank you.
welcome. Now I can.
I have another doubt.
Sorry.
I have another doubt.
Go on.
Here we have drawn the curve. What if we drawn an like empty space without touching the margin of the page?
So the idea here, Navyashi, is once you're done drawing, you will paint. Okay, so paint with various different colors. Can you see this point?
Yes.
If I just make a curve here, right? I don't have 2 different segments to color into. From here to here, I have a line. So I have only 1 segment, and it's not dividing the space. It's just a sketch. And I have 1 big space with a line in it. No, not 2 different spaces instead. Right?
I understood.
Okay.
Thank you, sister.
You're welcome. So I'll go ahead and finish. I'll draw 1 rectangle somewhere around here. Okay. Now I have exhausted that too. Now, let's say my drawing is, my big element is the sun. So I go ahead and, so let's say my big element is a fish. Now I'm not going to make the most complicated fish. I'm just going to make a line fish. So I go something like this. So this is my fish. If you want, I could draw it in a different color. Let's say I go with red and just 1 second. So I go with red and I, just to distinguish, you don't have to use a different color. Now I go with red and I make a fish there. So I've exhausted this as well. I have no more shapes, but just one curve left to finish my picture with the least possible negative space. So now I see a big negative space here, and I see one here, and I see one here. But I feel like I could just get rid of this one and do something good here. So I go ahead and just finish that. Now, keep in mind that when you're drawing, you will also be coloring in it. So for your convenience, don't draw very small units. That will make your drawing a little complicated to paint in. So while we're trying to get rid of negative space, we also want some positive space. So keep big enough circles or shapes that you can color into. Okay, so till now, did I make any sense? Was everyone able to follow through?
Yes.
Okay. So now I have finished my reserve. I don't have any more in my picture. So now, when I used to learn drawing, this concept was introduced to us as mosaic. Okay. This is something like, there are works on tiles, mosaic works. They're just puzzles with different colors. So our drawing, what I will let you do is, you can choose your patterns. It could be repetitive dots, just staggered inside one. It could be lines. So let's say I go with dots in this segment with one color. Okay, so I go with yellow here, let's say. I could go with red here and I could make lines in here. Okay, so while I am at it, let me also introduce you to the concept of hot, warm, and cool colors. So I think you people know about this, but let's just revisit. So do you know what warm colors are?
Is it related to red, yellow, orange?
Yes, Navyashri, they are really, no, yeah. They are related to red, yellow, and orange. So we'll put red in here, yellow, orange. Can you name the cool colors?
Blue,
Blue,
green,
green, sorry,
Pink.
pink. I would put it in warm.
purple,
So yeah, purple. Purple will go in both actually. So do you know what are the primary colors that we come across? So there's a wheel, right? We have 3 primary colors. Should I erase this? Have you gotten the reference of this image? So
I have a doubt.
go ahead and erase this.
A second, please.
Yes, Naveshri.
white and black belongs to warm or cool colors?
They're not. So, Navishri, what we say in design, we don't really put white and black into colors. We put them as shades and tones. So they are used to change the shade of your color. And the colors are everything except white and black. Okay? So we'll make a color wheel here. We have 3 primary colors. So there's red, there's yellow, and there's blue. And any other color we can make with a combination of these 3 and white and black. Okay. So yellow is somewhat a neutral color. Red is very surely warm. And blue is very surely cool. So you notice purple is a combination of red and blue. So purple can always be put in both, depending on the proportion of red to blue. Purple can be put in both. So we'll write purple in here. Green is made with blue and yellow, so we can put it here. Now, orange is made with yellow and yeah. So it's more toward the warm side. Let's put squares here. So purple is in a gray zone now. And let's put something like this here. So purple is in gray zone. Don't confuse. Gray zone is when, what we call gray zone is when it doesn't have a definition. If this is black, this is white, gray is somewhere between them. So purple comes here. Then yellow is already neutral, somewhere neutral, but it will mostly be towards warm. Then can you tell me more colors? Let's try to categorize them.
Orange.
Orange, warm.
Brown.
Brown, again, towards warm, because it's more of red and black and a little bit of ochre somewhere.
Violet.
So violet will come again here.
Skin color?
Sorry?
Skin color.
I don't understand.
Skin.
Skin.
Peach.
Peach will come here. So it's a warm shade.
Maroon.
Maroon again. So maroon again here.
Dark blue.
Dark blue, because it's a shade of cool, it'll come in cool.
Rose pink.
Sorry?
Rose pink.
Rose pink, warm, because it's a color, it's a shade of red, no? You add a little bit of white, you add a little bit of yellow, and you make a good rose pink. So that comes, again, it's made with red. So we'll put it in warm. So you get the idea, right? So we'll go back to our image. Okay. So now what I had done was I had a fish in my drawing, and everywhere else I had shapes. So let's say it was something like this. Just for the sake of this piece. So everything within my fish, let's color it with different warm colors. So if this is one segment, I will go ahead with red or orange. So if I'm making red lines, I could go ahead with orange dots in another adjacent point. Making sense?
Yes.
And in the outside, that is not within the fish, I will go ahead with cool colors. So cool colors could be blue, it could be violet, it could be green, it could be various shades of blue and green. And you will make different patterns in that segment. So everything within my fish will be in warm colors, and everything outside will be in cool colors. Okay? So what you want to do in those small pieces in your smallest possible negative space is upon you. Okay? Cool. So till now, is anyone ready with a small sketch so that we can see?
Sister, I have a doubt.
Tanishka, be ready with it. I will solve Navyashri's doubt first.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Go on, Navyashri.
Ma'am, gray is related to warm or cold color, gray.
Again, so gray is made with black and white. So gray will be a gray color. So it's used to make shades. Okay?
Is it a separate?
It's separate. So you have your warm color, you have your cool color, and then you have black plus white. Because
Trisha,
black
I'm
and
not
white,
able to hear your voice. What about others? Can you hear her?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
is it perfectly fine for everyone else?
Navyashri, can you hear the
We can hear.
Trisha's voice?
Yes, sir.
Breaking.
Can anyone hear my voice?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir. We can hear your voice. Yes,
Can
sir.
you speak? I can't hear your voice. Trisha, can you communicate with the children? I can't listen to you. Yes? Okay, yeah, go ahead. I'm not able to hear. Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Everyone else able to hear?
Now I can hear. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Okay,
I have a
so
doubt.
yeah,
Is gold warm or cool?
gold will be in warm because it's yellow reddish, right? A little bit.
Silver?
Sorry.
Silver?
Silver, I think it'll be a little bit of cool, but I don't think I can comment on it because, I will find out. Next class, remind me and I will tell you the answer. Okay. Yes, Gautam.
Gray and silver are same or different?
Silver is a little bit of glitter. Gray is a mixture of black and white. So silver, I would say it's a bit of black and white, but more of glitter. Okay, yeah. So they're different, but they're essentially the same. If there's no, sorry.
I mean, is this a gray or silver?
I think it's a silver.
Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, so there's essentially 3 segments. One is black, white, one is cool, and one is warm. So anything with warm plus warm will be in warm. Cool plus cool will be in cool. And black and white generally make their own shade. So what we use with black and white is called shades and tones. Okay. Then, so yeah, Tanishka was up for demonstration. Tanishka, you switched off your camera. Yes. So Tanishka, one thing is you still have a little bit of negative space, right? There's a lot of big white spaces. So you have to cut them down because we don't want a lot of negative space in our image. So one thing could be that you make a bigger fish.
Okay, ma'am.
So Jeshta, I can see. Jeshta, you have to use a little more elements. So you have one rectangle, you have one circle, and you have a fish. So try to cut it down with curves. Try to cut down the white space with curves, okay?
Can we also add a fill in there? Black color he has added.
I think he was trying to draw the lines. But you will have to fill it in with some color. Like I said, cools, warms, and black and white. Anyone else? Yukti. I can't really see Yukti. A little. Okay.
No power.
Okay. How are you sitting? Is it hot in there? Is it hot in there?
I can't hear. From what you're saying, I can't hear.
Is it hot in there?
It is hot in there.
Ma'am, no.
Okay. I like your drawings, both of you. So that's Yukti and Yuga. Okay. I can't see yours, Yuga. You'll have to come closer to the camera. No. Again, Yuga, I like the composition, but you'll have to cut down on a lot of white space. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Anyone else?
Can I show?
Yes. Jeshta? Good job, Jeshta. I see that you've cut down on the white space.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
If I can't see, let me just come closer to the camera and keep your lost.
Ma'am, can we color it?
Yes, you can. You have to. But try to follow the rule that I just told you. Warms and cools, depending on your image.
Ma'am, I have one doubt.
Yes?
How can we categorize the colors like warm and cool?
Terry is really good. You can put it down. I like the composition a lot. Yeah. So whose question was this?
Ma'am, Tanishka.
Tanishka. Okay. So generally anything that is made with yellow and red. So we have yellow, red, and blue in our primary colors. So everything with yellow and red, not everything per se, but yellow and red, colors made with yellow and red are generally put in warm. Colors made with blue are generally put in cool. So a combination of these two have ambiguity. They're confusing. Which would that be in? So if it's towards red, if it's more towards red, then you would say it's warm. If it's more towards blue, you could say it's cool. So purple has more of red than blue. So you would put purple somewhere around here. So on the scale, you would put purple somewhere in warm. But violet you could put here because violet is a little more of blue. Then yellow and blue, green. So green could also be put in both, depending on how much yellow it has or how much blue it has. And generally, green is more of blue than of yellow. So we could still categorize green under blue. Sorry, cool.
Man,
Yes,
man,
yes.
ma'am, ma'am, no, nothing.
Okay. If you have a question, if you recollect that question, you can send me a message, okay? And thanks to Yon sir, we have a color wheel in front of you, so you can see warm colors and cool colors. Okay? So
Indigo is warm or cool?
indigo you would put in cool. Okay? So that was for mosaic drawing. I will, do you want to go ahead with perspective?
Sister,
Or do you
can
want to
I show my drawing?
Yes. So this is Navishi. Good job, Navishi. I can see that it's coming out really good.
Thank you, sister.
Okay. So finish it well, okay? Finish it so that everyone can see and appreciate.
Okay, sister.
Okay. So you all noticed Navishi's sketch, right? She started putting in colors and she's working with warm inside and cool outside. You could also reverse the color scheme. You could also put warm outside and cool inside. It's upon you once you start drawing. Okay?
Okay, sister.
Ma'am, I have one doubt.
Yes, Anishka.
Inside the things we draw, only we should, while using colors, we should draw lines and dots, or we can completely color.
Just because I'm introducing you to quite some concepts, I wanted to introduce you to mosaic also, which is patterns, but you can always color in. So if you want to go ahead with the mosaic concept, you can go ahead and do patterns. Otherwise, you can color in.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So I have 18 more minutes, and perspective is a little important topic and can't be covered so much in 18 minutes, but I will try. I will introduce you to perspective. Okay, so I got myself a reference book to teach you perspective, and it's really interesting. So I'll try to understand this better and I will teach you. So do you know what perspective is? Do you understand? What do you understand by the word of perspective?
On the point of someone?
Yes, a point of someone. So
And the way we see.
the way you see. Yes, Tanishka. So I think Navashi said the point of someone. So while talking, oftentimes we say, in my perspective, I believe so and so, right? What does that mean? It is personal to you, right? It means that in your point of view, what you think, what you see, what you believe. So why do we really study perspective? Everyone has a different perspective to look at things with, So I could be seeing a cylinder, but if I see it from front, so standing parallel to it, I could see a rectangle. But if I see a cylinder from top, I will see a circle instead of a, rectangle. So everyone has a different perspective to an object. Here, if you see this, it's a rectangle to you because we're in 2D. But if I see it, I have like a book in my hand. So it's 3D for me. But you can't really relate to what I am feeling right now because we're seeing each other on a blank screen, screen, 2D screen.
For example, Earth.
Yes. So if you see from far away, from the outer space, and if you don't see it at an angle, you just see right ahead, you see a elliptical ball, which is pressed on the poles, right? Flat on the poles a little bit. But so your Earth, in your perspective, Earth would something, if we come from, this is our solar system, this is the sun. If I'm here and if I see Earth, so depends on where you're seeing Earth from. This is not the right representation of Earth, by the way. Please do not draw it in your diagrams. I will not take any blames for the wrong diagram. But just to give an example, so if this is Earth with the poles, and if I see it from here, I will see something from here. I will see something like a elliptical ball, little flat over here. But if I go see that same thing from top, I will probably see a proper circle. I don't know, right? But I am assuming that is how the Earth looks, right? So it depends on from where you're seeing this. From here, if my perspective is from here, I'll probably see something that's a little tilted and like this, right? Making sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So perspective is a lot upon from where you're seeing it and what are you seeing, and it doesn't have to be the same for everyone. So when we used to do still life for course in my 8th grade, we used to take an object and three of us would sit in 3 different places. So now one could see the front of it, the other could see another angle of it, and so on. So it's different for everyone, right? Now, why do we talk about perspective in drawing? Does anyone know it? Does anyone have an answer to that? A little confusing question?
Because an object may have, the same object may have different drawings in different views.
Yes. One is that. Second is, when you, like I said, we have a screen right now, and I can't differentiate between, what is 3D and what is, because we have an idea that something is 3D, doesn't mean that, when you see it on screen, you know that it's 3D. If I was 3 years old, or let's say if I was a dog, right? They can't really differentiate between three-dimensional objects, three-dimensional object and a 2D screen. So if someone is video calling them, they won't really understand what is happening because they've not learned to distinguish between, something on screen and then understanding, okay, that has a 3D perspective. But like we've understood that. We've learned how to differentiate and understand what this is. So for us to draw it a little more realistically, we talk about perspective. So if I let's say I draw a square and I tell you, okay, this is a box. But I could also go ahead and draw something like this. Right? I don't think you can see it. Can you see it better now? I'll draw it again. So I go ahead and I draw a box. And then I go ahead and I draw another box. Right? Now, which one looks like a box to you?
Second
This one? Let's number it.
Second one.
And both.
Second.
Number 2.
Okay. So this one looks like more like a box to you, right? Because now it has depth, it has height, but here it only has height and width. Here it has height and width and depth. So later on, I would try to like shade it in so that I can have more understanding of, depth of that object. But essentially we're drawing in perspective now. In the next class that we'll have, I will draw in perspective. But essentially we'll go ahead and draw in perspective because we want that object to be a little more realistic. Which has depth, which has, it's not 2D image, it's 3D image. It'll be like it's standing out, it's coming to you. The object is coming to you. The painting is speaking for itself. It has its own life. Have I confused you a lot?
Ma'am.
Yes, you.
Can you see this video?
Yes. I like it. But again, we have to discuss a little bit of perspective. Oh, really pretty, Yukti. I like the image a lot. I'm not sure if it was the same one, but I feel like you've improved a lot in that.
Okay, ma'am.
And you've dealt with white space very well. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Good. So I think that's it for my side today. Because I really want to teach perspective a little better. I will take up the entire class next week and do that. Okay. So anyone, any reviews for today's class? Was it a little confusing? Do you want a better explanation on color theory? This is your time to speak. I've spoken for the entire 45 minutes. No, 55 minutes. No one?
What is today's homework?
What is today's? Homework. Okay. Let's get ahead and take 5 objects. Okay. And you try to draw the front view, the top view, and the side view to it. So we'll understand how to draw perspective better in the next class. I will let you explore. So you go with 5 objects. It could be a mouse, it could be a pen, or it could be, any structure that is around you in your room. So you will study it in the sense you will try to look at it from top. Exactly. So you go stand on something and you see perpendicular to the top. And one would be to see it from the front and one from the third dimension, that is your side.
It could be shapes.
Yeah, but how will you draw shapes in 3 dimension?
Keyboard.
Oh yeah, that you can. Okay. So you could go with 5, or if you don't have that much time, 3 objects are enough. But I would recommend trying to explore objects with weird curves and or so like a vase, a top view, a side view, and a front view. I will send you a reference, so don't worry. I will send you a photograph of what I have as a reference. So, and I will try to draw what it looks like from each perspective, top, front, and side. Okay. Okay. Was this class interesting?
Yes, sister.
Yes,
Did
ma'am.
you understand?
Yes, very much.
So, 5 minutes. Anyone, any comments, anything that you would like to learn specifically?
Can we make humans 3D in drawings?
We actually can. So we'll try to cover that also in tomorrow,
And
in
can you
next week.
teach us while drawing objects with dimensionals of different views? How can we shade it?
How can you?
Shade it.
Yes, I will cover that as well.
Are we also going to learn this in offline? So,
I would love to come teach you in offline with like so I just came back from Bangalore because I have to start college. So maybe if I get an opportunity, if my professor doesn't mind me not attending class for 2 days, maybe I can come and teach you offline.
I said when we come to workshops there.
Mm-hmm. I should be able to soon. Do you like my class that much that you want me to come offline and or is it that sorry?
It's like I like everything when it's done offline.
Okay. You don't like my class when it's online?
We can understand, but it's not that much fun.
I know. Given the option, I would come every day to teach you all because
Wow.
I think I think art is better explored offline than online because I can't really help you with drawing. You will have to work on your sketching part on your own, and I would like the privilege to be able to teach you in fine detail and learn as well because I think that is how we all grow. So given the opportunity, I would definitely come. I would probably take up 5 hours in one day, and we would have a lot of fun.
Sister, I'm with color.
You're done with coloring? Let's see. Oh my God, that's so pretty. I love this, Navyashri. I love how you get head on and do this. Very beautiful. It's very beautiful. I love it. How about you go ahead and sign it? Navyashri and today's date. So that you have record of, every step of the way you have a record of, I did a better job today than.
I'm
Really
doing
good.
it then.
Okay. Really good, really good. I love
And
this.
I'll show another thing that By using the measurement, I have done the bottle, which I have.
Okay. Can I see that as well?
Yes, ma'am. I saw its reflection also, so I tried.
Okay.
See?
Beautiful, Navyashri. Beautiful. I love it. We'll work on shading a little bit. So tomorrow's class, next week's class, because I'm introducing perspective, we'll try to do a little bit of shading. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
So let's say we wind up this class today.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you so much, Trisha. I also enjoy it very much, and I love to be your student. And then everyone in here, yes, thank you so much for your excitement to learn. And then Trisha Didi was here, and then she guided 2 teams offline the art workshop. And this is one of the art workshops she guided. So these many students, they joined together and then painted one piece like this. So you don't know what it will be. Yeah. And slowly it is shaping up. Yeah.
Final drawing.
It will come.
So they have paint like painting home.
Trisha, would you answer her question?
Sorry, Navyashri?
I just told that they have the paint so much that like they could paint a home.
Yeah.
And these are the fingerprints of the artist. So mine is also there. Yeah.
You know, do you know what all these strange objects are made of? You know, they're just tissue paper stuck on the canvas. Do you know what that means? When you're painting, you are at liberty to use anything. You can use anything that is around you, as long as you can paint with it, as long as it can leave an imprint. You have the right to use anything that's around you. So we went ahead and we made with tissue papers, but you could say, you know, use plastic, and instead of throwing it into the oceans and everything, we could come up with such brilliant artwork that people would buy or would like to buy, but we have the right to say, no, that's my work, I will keep it. So whichever one.
They use sticks with ice cream.
Yeah. And then also, Trisha.
Yes, sir.
If our students, they send you something that Navyashri has done, so in their own way, creative way, and then they color it and they send you, and then you can select 2 pieces, and then you can further modify, yeah, and then send to me. Then on Monday, I have a couple of foreign students coming to Christ University. And then I'll buy the big canvas, 2 canvases I'll buy, and then I will show them. So your modified version of children's artwork, and then ask them to do the same. Yeah. And then the texture and the things, they have a liberty to alter it, but the color and the shape will be the same, but texture is up to them. How about we do that so that it becomes the collaborative work of our WeJump children, you, and then 14 students?
Yes, sir. So the kids can claim their artwork, but they are responsible for this. So yes.
So would you announce to the children we are going to do once again?
Okay, so kids, did you follow what sir said? Just in case, I will tell you the same. So you just noticed how some Didis and Bhaiyas ended up making a big artwork, right? So let's say that you people send me your drawings for today's class, like Navyashri did, the mosaic. You send it to us or sir. So send it to me. I will choose the best two. And I will try to just clean the image a little bit, so like just suggest a little more colors and shapes. I will clean the image a little bit, and that is your work. So let's say Navyashri's work, because she's finished it right now, is one of those artworks. We'll try to use that as reference, and the Didis and Bhaiyas in the next, on coming Monday, they will recreate your artwork with different textures. So it is kind of like a small competition. If you want to get featured, you will have to do a really good job. So try to send across really beautiful artwork, and then we can tell those Didis and Bhaiyas, look at this. This is so pretty. We have to make this. Okay? So go ahead. You have 2 days to work. Actually, Sunday, hopefully you could send it to me by Sunday afternoon so that I can also work on it and then forward it to sir. Okay?
Okay, Didi.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Yeah. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
So when is the next workshop?
Yeah, we will organize it. Either we go to your place or you come to our place. And then there will be Trisha, Didi, definitely. And then would you turn on your videos so that at least we can see each other once? Okay. Turn on your videos for a few seconds. Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah. Sibinath and Dakshaini and Monica, Abhilash, would you turn on your videos?
There is not a power.
Sure. Okay. Monica? I can't hear you.
Sir, can you hear me now?
Yes. Would you turn on your video?
Yes, sir, I'm doing it, but due to network, I think it's not turning on.
Oh, I see. Okay. Then we will meet offline.
Sure, sir.
So how have you been?
Very nice, sir.
Very nice. So you also send your artwork by Sunday morning. Then let's see. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Have a good
Thank
weekend.
you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
So please
Bye, ma'am.
stop in our school.
Thank you, sister.
You're welcome.